Welcome to Kump. We are back. A couple of days later, we were online for days to see this new Superman film. I refused to use apps and to sign up, and I had to wait in line, just defiling myself. I wouldn't, we Lucy were together. She said, stand here, go to the bathroom. I'll keep our little spot. I didn't trust that some freedom fighter, some local freedom fighter, let's just say, wouldn't come over and beat my wife to death. So I stood guard.
You were afraid of me getting settled?
There's a lot of, we're a sanctuary city. I don't want you to be the sanctuary victim of, there's no Superman in New York, So we
That's very true.
Yes. So we,
occasionally somebody with the right mental illness for the moment might intercede on your behalf.
Yeah.
But it's sloppily.
And probably like a cop, you mean?
Well, I guess it could be a cop.
Some cop who nodded off his Prozac for a moment. At that moment of clarity, let me help this fat man.
I like to think that every dollar I give to a homeless man in New York City,
right,
I'm laying down money to create my little fiefdom. So if the moment ever comes, in my mind, if the moment ever comes where I'm under bodily attack and harm, they're all just gonna kind of like rise up.
You have a lot of trust in the memory recall of these men and women.
Yeah.
They're not Jeopardy contestants, all right? That's not their strong suit. I'm not sure what their strong suit is. They might have one, but it's not standardized testing or facial recognition. They're not ex-spies.
In my mind, I'm using the power of the coin.
Sure. Where are you getting dollars, by the way? What world do you live in? These guys are always shaking, coin cups at me, and I'm like, well, I don't like having to deal with this all the time, but also, I can be a generous guy. Where would I get the money? You think we'll take a 20 out of the ATM and then eat the fee to give it to you?
Yeah.
This is, it's
a little much.
You're doing better than me at that point.
Yeah.
So anyway, we start off Superman. I don't know if there's who this actor's name is. I think it's the guy from The Office, maybe.
Right.
I think it's Jim from The Office, and it's a lot of controversy about Superman. A lot of I was surprised by some of the scenes. I thought the effects, special effects were fine. It's 2025. You can have some decent CGI. And James Gunn has his wry sense of humor. I thought it was weird, that scene where Superman, when he just he was just walking down the streets of Manhattan, or I guess Metropolis, but whatever. And I thought he was is he gonna go is he looking for a bank robbery with his X-ray vision? And he just sees this black guy on the street. And he goes, sir, he gets on his knees. He goes, I am so sorry for what my people did to you. I am so sorry for the indignity. And the guy's like, aren't you an alien? And he's like, I'm disgusting. Look at me. Look at it. And please tell me I'm a good man. I mean, it just seemed like, and he goes, and then, but on the other side, he's going he's fighting Lex Luthor in another scene. He's going, hold on, we can't fight yet. Because I have to acknowledge that we're on the grounds of the Lakosha tribe.
We're standing on stolen land.
You're stealing this bank, and I'm stealing stolen land. Because the natives, and I'm an immigrant. I'm a goddamn immigrant. You know that? I lied to get into this country, and that's fine. Because these people, this guy who brained your wife just wanted a better life. And I just thought, he's got a lot of mixed signals. Because I just thought, on one hand, he's he seems like he's simping to a lot of these causes, but also, he's also making them, I don't think all homeless people would bring your wife. Despite, I think he's being I think he's being, a little reductive while he's being a simp. Which means, par for the course, I guess. Even though I just did go on a 10-minute rant about how I pissed my pants because I was afraid a homeless guy would, give you a root canal. I'm gonna give you a root canal. Imagine that. Imagine a homeless, a deranged homeless guy just talking dentist. I'm not a guy who's afraid of dentists typically, but just some guy going, "Bitch, I'm gonna give you a root canal." Like what? Oh, root canal. Yeah, I'm gonna give you Mr. Thirsty.
I
remember Mr. Thirsty. I think that'd be a creepy thing to hear. I guess you being pervy. You're a New Yorker. You don't get phased.
I did once hear, a guy, in a mental disorder kind of state, scream a threat at a woman using kind of like a bigger term or a bigger word like that.
What?
He threatened to disembowel her.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's weird. But
that's an SAT word.
I mean, sure, yeah. But do you think he wrote that? Is that what happened in his life? That was his fork in the road? His Robert Frost moment? Was that, instead of when he wrote his essay, he write an essay and he go, I'll write you an essay. Bitch, I'm going to disembowel your wife. You proctor? You gonna proctor my exam? I'll proctor your ass. He's like, well, we can't. He's like, you actually did really well in the math portion. You're almost perfect on the math. But we can't let you into college. It would be if these guys, like most of them aren't, they are menacing, but they don't tend to like young. I mean, they do. They're asking. No, there's a lot. Look, there's a lot of people out there, right? Who knows percentages? It's not comforting to people. I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I could say it's a very low percentage that you'll be set on fire in the subway. You know what I mean? Is that gonna? Should I show up if someone is awake and say that? Look, we're sorry, Mayor. Like, we're sorry. It was a 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
It's like getting struck by lightning.
It's almost like God did this, and I did everything fine. I'm good. I'm like Superman. I did nothing wrong.
That's a good point. It's like they'll always like, it's a common kind of like liberal thing to be like, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than to have a violent crime committed against you or something. Right. But it's like, but there's more comfort in the lightning because then it's like maybe God wants me gone. Like maybe this is nature. Yeah. Maybe there's a rhyme to this.
How about I just don't wear metal? I don't have an umbrella and I stay home in the light. You can avoid lightning.
There's something poetic about you. There's at least a little bit of poetry to getting.
Like that. I love that. Like, you're afraid your wife getting violated. your wife getting thrown down the stairs. Well, lightning. Who are these people? You could just as easily die in a mudslide as me kidnapping your child. What's going on? Who are you? Who's doing this? Where's Superman? I don't know what's going on. I like it was a fine film. I mean, I don't know why he kept just, we're going to Lois Lane. Is it all right if I kiss you? Is it all right if I kiss you now? Can I smell your hair? Can I smell you? He's kind of, I thought he was a weird perv.
He just keeps saying, can I touch? Can I touch?
And she's like, enough. Like, you got to fight Lex Luthor. Like, I want to treat you with the respect you deserve. You're a good woman. You're a good reporter. You're such a good reporter. What the hell is he doing being a reporter?
I feel like Superman always has kind of, if not with his words, he's always like asked permission with his eyes.
Yeah, well,
like
he has X-ray vision. There's no permission. There's no consent. I mean, I don't think he's able to get consent. By the way, speaking of him as a reporter, we did kind of talk about it, before the movie came out. We did discuss him on our Patreon, on patreon.com/RayComp this week. We came to conclude. I'll tell you, whoever you go on the goddamn episode. Patreon.com/RayComp, and you can hear about that with the reporter stuff. I think he's a bad reporter. That's my guess. But they don't tend to publish his articles in real life. Thank you for that. Also, subscribe to the show. The rack graphic that's there. Also, big news with no details really, but I'm going to start streaming again very soon, possibly this week. Follow me on Kick at Ray Kump. Ray Comp is has just started the thing. There won't even be a profile picture there yet. But there's no subscribers yet. So if you see zeros, that's me. But I think Kick might be the better platform. I might do Twitch. Whatever. The point is, new stuff coming. Exciting.
You're going to be in this room for the rest of your life.
I will need to have like people come in here and change like a bucket. Right, eat out of it. It's not gross. It'll have a partition, so the food will be on one side, and then I do my business on the other. And I'll try to, you'd be like, whatever, I wipe it down. And look, I don't know what to tell you. You have to stay on. When you're streaming, you have to stay on. You're like Superman. You got to be like, you can't, Superman goes out for the night, patrol or whatever. And at first he's just, he's accidentally grabbing, some kid. He's like, what are you doing? Are you bothering people? Give me your ID. Let me see your ID. Is that a real ID? But, I think as he gets loose, he starts going, all right, I can, I don't know what this. I don't really read Superman comics. The only one I ever read was the Doomsday one where he gets killed. But like, what is his like? What does he tend to do on the average day? Just punch like robbers. Like anyone he interact with would like, be crushed immediately.
Right.
Like oh, I'm some guy. Why don't you clean up the city? Why don't you like literally? You realize how fast Superman could clean up the subway? Just clean it.
You want to turn just Superman into a
yes, build housing, you idiot.
Well,
I'm not trying to be like some liberal weirdo, but yeah, I mean, you could do so much more. Build tanks for the middle. How about you build a nuclear bomb for every country, first of all? And this way no one can bomb each other. Now, it's not a foolproof plan, but he's not the smartest guy. No one who's like that tough, like this idea of warrior monks is like idiotic. I'm not saying that there aren't some guys who are like good soldiers who are smart. There always definitely are. But there's no way he's like the smartest guy. Right? His ideas are going to be screwy. He's going to hurt people.
He always kind of, as a to your point, like as a character, he always does kind of strike me as like overpowered, but also kind of like dumb in a nice way. You know?
He's sweetly dumb. Batman has info on everyone. He's Jeffrey Epstein, Batman. He's got the blackmail info on everybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's like he knows every detail, every guy. I mean the good guys. Just in case they try to backstab him or tell him not to torture people, he's got all the goods on Cyborg. He'll be able to hack them. Mm-hmm. It's all in the comics. Superman is just a big. Like, he's just like the most mid woman in history, Lois Lane. No, I mean she's just so damn mid. And she's a journalist. That's aged poorly. Yeah, and it's pretty much just because like he's a simp like that. He just falls for. He's simping for Judith Miller covering up the Iraq War. Yeah. It's just like it's just like Judith Miller. It's like it's so good. What's he's like he's reading her article. What's yellow cake uranium? It's like, shut up, Clark. You don't know nothing. I got a lot of important friends. We're gonna make this happen. You shut your mouth about it. They're our greatest ally. Right. Our greatest ally. He just goes going, yeah. Oh, the hang gliders. Superman's the worst reporter. Oh man, but yeah. Christopher Reeve. Yeah. Who I think is the best. Horse Boy. Yeah, I like Cavill. Cavill was cool, but yeah, go ahead. In my opinion, the best Superman. He was a good-looking guy. I think in part I like him best because he kind of looks a little dumb. Right. The other guys, like, they have a little bit too much intensity to them. Henry Cavill also, it's a little too much of the, look, I know I'm like the most, like, literally carved out of rock specimen you've ever seen in your life. I make John Hamm from Mad Men look like, Danny DeVito. Right? I'm like... And I can act pretty well. I'm a great, and like, but I really like doing is painting Warhammer figures. There you go. I mean, it's nice. Like the idea, I do like the persona he presents. I think he seems like a cool guy, a nice guy, down to earth. We really buy. It's also apparently he's like a British prep school kid or something. On top of that, that's why I like Warhammer. It's just, I mean, this guy Cavill seems a little bit like an op. Perfect. He's like a honey trap or honey pot, whatever, for like nerds and weirdos. But Reeve was cool. I mean, Reeve, you got the impression he's just like, I want to go on my horse now. Like, give me cut. I got a horse now, ride my horse. Yes, Chris. Call me Clark Kent. And like, I mean, and you can complain. But he had like at least I'm not sure if he grew up with horses, but he had at least a decade of having a lot of money and horses, and he could ride whenever he wanted. I mean, when you trade that for your windowless room in Bushwick. in some with no AC and the sun's beating down. You're inside. You feel like you're a pig in a smokehouse being made to barbecue.
Yeah, people really oversell how good it is to like have your health.
You're watching literal,
and especially when you're weighing it against like you know you're spending your health 50 years
right
in a little room.
Yeah, I'm eating kale while I watch Love Island, and I rot. I have bed sores even though I'm like 90 pounds. Not me, but I'm saying.
If you wouldn't trade that for 10 years of being Superman and riding horses.
Yeah, I'm sure he got some nice tail while he was at it too.
Yeah.
And ate some shrimp. Probably ate a few nice shrimp and got some tail. And rode horses. You tell me a guy who looks like Christopher Reeve riding a horse, eating shrimp. Some hot women aren't gonna be like, ooh, yeah. They'll put him in the saddle. You know what I mean? Why is that a sex thing, by the way? Jumping is there an expression like saddle? Jump in the saddle? That's a I thought there was. It was I thought like, yeah, hey, you're a good looking guy. Why don't you jump in the saddle with me?
Oh.
Is that a thing? I guess maybe just get on my horse.
Maybe because it's like it's bumpy.
Right. Oh, women love bumpy. They love women are all like, it's nuance. You gotta be, you have to smooth me with your words, romance me. But then anything that any machine that goes, they're like, I'm so wet. Oh my God, I'm like a river. A washing machine, but if you bring them the wrong the small box of Ferrero Rocher, they're like, you're not doing enough. Well, I mean, that's too much now. I don't do this for something. I mean, there's truth to that though. They don't really care if you bring them. I don't think the type of chocolate's the move. This might never be like one of these because they never second guess what they say. These pickup artists or whatever. He's like guys were like, just go up and get up and work and buy a Bitcoin and go to bed and eat get to 5 a.m. Ice cold water in your face. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I'm saying, like those guys never, if they flub and they go, oh yeah, and you put the wrong size of Ferrero Rocher, they're never like, oh wait, why did I say that? Well, no, that's not accurate. They just go with it. They go, see, and then they'll just stick to the lie. Just like,
that's what's effective.
The one thing you never do is admit you're wrong.
Ever.
That's the moral of Superman. That's the moral of, Christopher Reeve never said, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been on that horse. It was always like, God did this. Oh, what a tragedy. Not like, hey, like just jumping around on a horse all day. Maybe your odds of, are higher breaking your spine.
It's actually great that this happened because I can inspire others.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel inspired watching Christopher Reeve. I mean, it's sad. I've teared up over it. I mean, like, I don't care about the guy personally, but you hear him talk. I'm not a dead person inside.
Yeah.
I watch those videos of him in that wheelchair, and it's sad. I get it. That being said, it's just like I'm not inspired. It makes me go like, damn, life sucks. Wow, he probably couldn't wipe his ass. I would never want someone else to wipe. I would never want that.
Yeah,
I would never want people. I'm not one of these fetishists.
I do always doubt whether it's really like.
I don't think all handicapped people are fetishists, by the way.
I do always doubt like whether it could actually be inspiring, even to like somebody who's paraplegic, right? But they maybe like aren't having a great, they're maybe not as well off as Christopher Reeve. Sure. It's not like, like if I work really hard, I'll be able to afford this high-tech computer that nobody else has.
And it's so expensive. Right. No, you get that they can't afford his treatment?
Right, yeah.
But his treatment's so expensive, he can't afford to give it to him. Yeah. It's not one of those normal things, well, why don't you give him all? No, he needs all his money.
Yeah.
To live. Not even a normal life, or even a good life. I mean, just to not be completely like the guy in Johnny Got His Gun, who's banging his head trying to kill me. Yeah. That you need to have $100 million to not be that.
You know what's funny about Johnny Got His Gun? What? I read Everything. Johnny Got His a couple of years back. I read Johnny Got His Gun. Yeah. And Dalton Trumbo, right. Who he was a big
blacklisted commie.
Yeah, a communist, big anti-war. He wrote Johnny Got His Gun as like anti-war propaganda. And I read like a foreword of his where he's talking about like the controversy surrounding the novel. He like addressed like there was some rumors that it had been censored. He was like, oh, like, you know, they said it was censored in Germany or whatever, but I actually found it in a German library.
Right.
But at one point he said like the thing that inspired this novel is that I was reading a statistic about soldiers who come home and how many of them are disabled, and that over 1 million of them are totally disabled.
Wow.
You know, totally. And he emphasizes totally. And from that, he got the idea for Johnny Got His Gun. But totally disabled doesn't mean that.
Right. No, they're like, the doctor's like, well, what does it mean, though?
It means you're significantly disabled enough that you couldn't, like,
walk.
You couldn't work, you know.
Right. Like disability. Not that you, no. All right, so you're saying his legs are gone. His arms were gone. His mouth was gone. His eyes were gone. He had no nose. Right. He couldn't make a noise. Wow. And 1 million guys like that. No. What kind of monster have you devised? This never happened. This never happened. We wouldn't keep him alive. What do you think? We're crazy? What do you think our plan is? Right. I mean, now we're living in an age where like they keep women alive to like be pregnancy eggs or wombs or whatever. Yeah. Which I'm not taking a side on. I see the pros and the cons. But yeah. I agree. It's Dalton. I just want to know what our I know. Look, I'm not an idiot. I understand that the Russian Revolution, or at least the May. I believe there's the May Revolution, and then there's the October Revolution. And like people who know more about this, I don't know all the nuance, but the basic idea is that like the workers kind of revolted at one point, somewhat organically, and then in May. And then like there was like infighting. There was what was it? The whites, what do they call them, versus the reds. Something, something like that. The Soviets versus the other ones, but and then basically the communists, or like the Soviets, had another revolution in October, and that's where like Lenin was in exile in London, and a bunch of like, I mean, I don't know if this is like if they have like but basically a bunch of like rich financiers in London put them on a steel train car to Moscow. That's the story, at least. You ever heard that?
What is like their
well, he was put into power. I mean, do I have every strip of proof? Do I have the geological record of that? No, but I mean,
no, I believe you. I'm just curious about what happened after he got out of the cart. Like, did he just pop out and go like, "I'm in charge now"? I think
they probably had people wait. They probably did like a Western Union ahead of time. Hey, we're sending him back. Feed him, wipe his ass, put him in a suit, get him in charge. We want to wrap this up.
He's basically going to be a baby for about 72 hours.
We want to wrap this up by Christmas. So let's get going, So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I get that and so I'm saying the original revolution, at least, I know, or whatever led up to it. All the stuff where they hated the Tsar and they wanted to like kill the Anna Karenina or whatever. What's her name? Who am I thinking of? Not Anna Karenina. Who's the girl? The princess.
Yeah.
They made a movie about her. Anastasia.
Yeah.
Anastasia. All that stuff leading up to it was because of World War One, or a lot of it was the frustration over World War One, the draft, or whatever, I guess. And like that, if not for World War One, there might not have been a revolution. That being said, so I get that they were like in some way anti-war, but when were they ever anti-war? These they were always in wars.
Right. It seemed like they were always like, yeah, let's get them.
I mean, Stalin was like, hey, we're going to do World War II now. I'll send 25 million guys to die. Well, we appreciate it and we'll use them. I mean, we didn't ask for this. Don't worry about it. We love it. We love this shit. All right. I mean, like, I don't know where his anti-war business is going. Like, what are they talking about?
Right.
Like, we had an arms race, not an arms... I mean, I know we were ahead.
It really was just kind of like, we don't want you doing wars. The capitalist.
Right. Hey, you don't. Yeah, maybe it was just like that. Is that what Dalton Trumbo was sent over to America to be like, if you hey, don't sign up for the war or else you get your ass, mouth, tongue, arms, legs, hair, all gets fucking taken out. It's gone. Here's a ball. And if people want to molest you, they'll figure out a way. They'll play basketball and not, there's no net, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, they're only like interested. I guess maybe in their perception, like it's not even war. Like it's revolution.
Right.
It's we're taking fancy heads.
It's just nonsense. I mean, look, the guy, they made a funny movie about him with Dalton Trumbo, with Bryan Cranston. It was fine. I mean, John Goodman's got a great scene where he plays him like, what was that? He plays like
he plays like a pulp.
He makes like B movies, and like he's like, and this is the guy who like because he got blacklisted. I mean, the guy was a commie, right?
Yeah. I
mean, I always thought the sin of the blacklist was that the guys weren't commies.
I think that there were definitely some people who were mislabeled, but I think more it's just like you should be able to be a communist.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, in a perfect world, you should be allowed to be a communist, right? Like I get it, but they were doing shit. They were infiltrating. That's not made up. I'm not saying there was definitely a lot of infiltration into Hollywood. Like we know that now. I'm not saying it justifies McCarthyism.
Right.
But the idea, they do teach you this narrative like, this guy was a maniac and there were no one. Like, no, a lot of them were. It doesn't mean you suspend all rights in the Constitution.
Right.
But, maybe there was a better way to do it. But don't act like there wasn't, a communist infiltration of writers. Of anti-war, right? Yeah,
and look, like politics probably, like more importantly, like I think that the thing is, it's just weird that they started doing it with like whatever, like the movies people were going to see.
Oh yeah, well,
as opposed to like you could understand the benefit of making sure like a Soviet isn't in the government or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, speaking of which, there was a lot of focus on like Gene Cagney or whatever, like the guy who played Ralph Cramden, perhaps, and Jackie Gleason. Are these guys commies? But no one thought to ask if the Treasury Secretary during the Bretton Woods conference, which decided our money system, was a Soviet infiltrator.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was.
Was it Sanskrit? Oh, what was the guy's name? White? Something White? I forget now. It's been a long time since I ranted about this. But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of infiltration going on. We need to be. It wasn't just. I mean, you think we're the only ones messing around? America, you toppled the government and the coups. Yeah, I mean, sure, like we were good at it. But there was a lot of other people who were doing shit too. We made up being scumbags. And Native Americans were good spies. No, I'm just kidding. They were terrible at that. They were good. They were good at shooting arrows on horseback, which is like. Not as good as the Mongolians. Yeah, not as good as the Mongolians.
Oh, I'd love to be able to shoot arrows at people on horseback.
Oh, it'd be so amazing.
Oh, you feel so powerful doing that.
Am I getting it right? I always feel like I'm getting it wrong. Was it Mongols or it was the Mongols, right? Maybe not the Mongolians, but Genghis Khan. They said you a 3-year-old. By the time you were 3, you were able to do that. Shoot people from horseback. That's why they won.
That's probably extra scary if a 3-year-old's coming at you.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like I would be able to just knock, look, if you're like, yeah, with an arrow, sure. Because an arrow comes from a distance. Because if we were doing like a thing where you're like fighting on horseback and the 3-year-old's got a sword, I mean, he's got no weight behind it. You just push him off.
Right.
But yeah, an arrow. The only thing is like how hard of a pull. We discussed this a couple weeks ago, and I said I was talking about some character and something like, oh, well, he's got a bow and arrow. I get it. Bows and arrows are effective. I'm sorry for all you guys who go out, who watch the Green Hornet, the Green Arrow, who watch Robin Hood, Men of Tights every night before they go to sleep. I'm sorry if I offended my slander of bows and arrows, but you need to be able to pull it to give it any force.
Right.
Right. And like, I don't think a kid, I mean, you can do it. It's still impressive. I can't, if you put me on a horse, I'll just fall off or kill the horse, It ain't gonna be great. So, I mean, but I mean, how hard is that arrow just kind of flopping at you? I mean, it must be a pretty light pull.
Yeah.
It'll go like 5 feet. 5 feet away, I feel like I can get the drop on a kid. I'm not, I mean, I don't care. Look, if you're my wife, you have a duty. If I am murdered by a child, you lie about it. Because I'm never gonna back down to a kid. I mean, I'm not gonna fight a kid. If a kid's got a weapon, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for grievances in the white race." What am I, Superman? Just be like, "Oh."
Realistically, I think probably the way it panned out was like. They want you to be able to like technically do it by the time you're 3, but like probably it's not that good,
right?
Like probably like honestly probably like the Mongols were like in essence doing the same shit we do with kids, where it's just like, oh yeah, that was great. You know?
What, like transitioning them?
Yeah, transing them. No. But you know, it's like
having drag queens read to them.
But you know, it's like gassing them up before they're actually any good at things. Like,
you're so great.
Yay.
I feel like they probably hit them. They probably hit their kids.
Yeah,
I bet if you're putting your kid on a horse with a bow and arrow, you hit your kid. Don't come at me. Oh, you white scumbag. Don't you cute. It's just a different culture. You can tell me that's not a different culture?
I'm sure you got a couple of whacks.
That's the definition of a different culture. I'm on a horse at 3 shooting a bow and arrow. That's not what we do. That's nothing to do with us. And you're gonna tell me, and it's like if they came here to America and they're like, we want to be here now and like ride our horses with bows and arrows, we're like, you were doing that over there. Why are you here? I mean, in reality, they wouldn't ask. But wouldn't that be crazy if they did though? If they just showed up and we're just gonna ride a bow and arrow, right?
Yeah.
On a horse.
Right.
Not a war. But they just expect you to just, no, that's fine. Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't we do it? Why can't we ride our bow and arrow? It's our culture. It's our culture. All right.
Honestly, why can't I want to learn how to do that? I don't. This axe throwing is for the birds.
No one told you to axe throw. What are you talking about?
Where's the?
Who told you to axe throw?
Axe throwing is very popular in Brooklyn right now.
Is it? I've never seen someone with an axe. You mean like on the streets?
It's a popular pastime.
What's this, gangs in New York?
But I want to.
This man has no heart.
What I want to do is go up to a farm in upstate New York and have somebody teach me how to do that. Ride a horse and shoot a bow and arrow.
Well, I don't know who you think is teaching you. Some guy, some crackhead in Albany. What are you talking about? Some ex-hooker?
If he could teach me, I'd learn from him. I wouldn't judge his addiction.
You know, I usually hear stories about Albany, and people have confirmed. I mean, I've mentioned it before, like years ago on the show. And people like reached out and go, "That's true. I worked there, whatever." Now Albany, there was like a line of. It was kind of known that like back in the, I don't know if it's still like this. I think they might have cleaned it up, but it was basically kind of like almost like going to Vegas for these guys, these politicians, these assemblymen or whoever who grew up because like nothing going on in Albany. Like I was watching Last of the Mohicans this week, it's a good movie, and like they're in Albany, and it's beautiful. Like back then the Erie Canal maybe I don't know what was going on up there, but there was like this was a promising, but now what's going? No, it's just the capital, right? Mm-hmm. But they would go up there and the hookers. And the underground casinos probably, and the sleaze and the drugs. It was Sin City, New York. It was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, that's who you want to teach you the bow and arrow on a horse. Some of them like hooker. We cleaned it up. At least Spitzer cleaned up Albany before they kicked him out of office. Like he was like an ex. It was a diaspora of hookers. And we're all just waiting. Please teach me to ride. Like what? Bow and arrow. What would you? Are you picturing yourself as a vigilante?
I'm picturing myself like after this after our American experiment kind of falls apart.
So like.
And everybody has to fend for themselves.
So like in this fall, you mean? Like October maybe?
Yeah. I'd like to get it done around, like you do.
Like the Soviets, yeah. Like Lenin. Get it done by Christmas. It's good. That's a great.
That'd be good because there's also like there's apple picking up there.
Yeah,
you can kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I'm a capitalist at heart, maybe. I mean, I definitely am. I mean, I don't know if it's wise. It's whatever. I'm not a communist. That being said, we can learn a few things. I think one thing is, I think we landed on something. Like, get it done by Christmas.
Yeah.
Instead of the whole, no one needs this stupid, New Year's resolution. It's the dumbest thing in the world. You have 365 days to get it. No one, it's too much. It should be a thing where it's like, maybe in the middle of summer. Like, get it done by Christmas. That's manageable. That's like, I'm running out of time already.
Right.
No, because the other one's too open-ended.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, sorry, you were. Thank you. Get it done by Christmas.
That's the move, though. I think.
Yeah.
When it all falls apart,
right?
You go upstate.
Yeah.
You secure an apple grove.
Sure.
And you defend it with the bow and arrows and the horses.
What do you think you're gonna do with all these apples? Because I'll tell you, I had an apple tree when I was growing up, and it wasn't nice.
You did?
It wasn't nice. It was crab apples.
Oh, well, that's not.
Well, they're not the best apples. I'm sorry I wasn't rich. I didn't live in a rich apple grove or whatever.
Did you eat the crab apples?
No, they were disgusting. I mean, I think my parents tried to pick them sometimes, but like they were. I don't know if regular apples are sturdier, or at least maybe the branches aren't a foot from the ground. So like they don't just fall off. Like it would always just be. Look, I was a kid, so I loved being in my backyard. It wasn't a big bag. I wasn't Huck Finn or Tom Sawyer. I didn't have a creek. I literally had like a lot in Deer Park. It was not impressive back, but yeah, you're a kid. You play in the backyard, whatever. You just run around. It wasn't a lot of stuff, but I had a swing set. I wasn't Oliver Twist.
Right.
Sorry.
But you laze under the apple trees.
I would not laze under the apple tree, but I would like to run around the yard.
Around the apple tree.
No. Well, I mean, here's the thing. The reason I'm setting this up is the idea that like I would, because now I'm an adult. What do I care what's on the ground in my backyard? Right. If I go in the backyard, just drink a few screwdrivers and pass out. But I'm saying is like back then I'd be on. I might have bare feet, maybe not. I don't know. And these awful rotted apples, which just smell bad, and like and these also these terrible white berries. We also didn't eat. It's all disgusting. And cicadas. I grew up with disgusting shit in my backyard. Terrible shit. Awful. Yeah, and so whatever. It'd be nice to have. But I guess if you have regular apples, maybe. I'm just saying, if you don't use them all, they're gonna rot. And when I worked at the morgue, I always saw a decomposed body. Not one. There was two types, but there was the one that in the summer when they rotted quicker. Mm-hmm. They were like the apples. Like a rotted apple. So that's what you want to have, a bunch of decomp corpses on trees waiting to have. And we're not going to pick them all.
Well, look, you might get hungry.
Right.
Like there's no support services. There's no government anymore.
I'd rather just take a machine gun and go find some bison or something. Or a sheep. I don't know. I mean,
and an apple is a very it's a good carb,
No, it's nutritious. I'm not against apples. I buy apples all the time and use them and eat them. But the idea of like having these trees, it gives me almost nothing gives me anxiety really. Like that. I am getting like flashbacks of like my child. Like I don't. These apples are a problem. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Moving on. What else we got? What else is going on in this world, Lucy?
Well, there's been honestly a relieving kind of update.
Oh yeah,
from the Trump administration.
Oh, I like them.
Yeah.
I like because they really get it done.
They do.
They say they're gonna do something. They do it.
That's true. No dealing with this bloated bureaucracy.
No,
you just cut right through the noise.
America. All they care about is America. America first. Mm-hmm. It's the only country they care about. And then they do the things they said they do. All of them, or none of them.
Love them or hate them, they're straight shooters.
They're straight shooters. They're not gonna juke up the worst crime in history and then. So what are we dealing with here? What we got? What are they doing now?
This week, the Department of Justice released a widely anticipated memo detailing the findings of Jeffrey Epstein's 2019 death in a New York City prison. The report ruled out any foul play, confirming Epstein died by suicide and found no evidence that he kept a client list to incriminate those involved in his.
Whoa. Okay, whatever. This act isn't working. The point is, this has got to be. I mean, I've never seen a moment like this. I don't think people understand the implication of this. It's just another government cover up, or just another grift. On the one hand, you can have a cover up. On the other hand, you can go. Some people might think, well, they were just juicing the story, right? Gilding the lily, is that a word? Mm. Gelding the horse, but at the end of the day, they have no payoff. You could believe that. Although, why bother? Why bother telling people, hey, we lied to you? Hey, why bother owning the most suspicious death in history? Yeah. I can only think of one thing. They really want you to shut up.
Yeah.
They really want you to shut your mouth, stop questioning actions of the U.S. government, maybe Stop questioning the actions in Gaza. Oh, I don't know. Maybe stop questioning Ukraine. Maybe shut your mouth. Maybe it's more trouble than it's worth giving people the illusion that they have a choice. Just saying. Do you want mass deportations? Doesn't matter. You're not getting them. You can say it's a good thing, whatever. But the fact is, people ran on this thing. It's not happening. Yeah, the ICE is, but we're also gonna have ICE act like maniacs.
Right.
And we're gonna trample the Constitution and not even do what we said we were gonna do.
Yeah. It almost makes me think, like, why even release a memo?
Yeah.
Like,
right?
Why not just keep people, like, people seemed, a lot of, like, the people who are counting on this information coming out.
Right.
Like, there was a kind of symbiotic thing where, like, even though they wanted to come out, a lot of their audience is coming to them for, like, the anticipation of, like, it's forthcoming.
Right. No, it's all a ride. It's a ride. You don't want it.
You could have just kind of, like, played on that anticipation until you're out of office.
This whole thing is an act of edging.
Yeah. Right.
It's a bunch of weirdos edging about. Oh, well, no, actually, Tom Hanks is, his clone revolted now, and the clone, so they had to deal with that for a while. It was a clone revolt, where, the clones they replaced them with, because all these, Hollywood abusers got put, executed and replaced them with clones, but then they revolted, and so they started abusing kids. So it's a whole thing. Trump had to deal with that. It never ends. Yeah. And you're all like, yeah, keep it going. We love this. No, no one expected a pay. They would say it. They go, are we going to get the Epstein list? And they go, hey, soon. We're working on it, right? Like, it's going to be a good list. Daddy got a list for you. Daddy got you a good list. You're going to love this list. They could have kept going for, he could stay in power as a dictator for 30 years and still keep us going.
Right.
Right? It's like a soap opera. But no, they really don't want people bringing this up anymore. It's almost as if, it's crazy to think, it's almost like a foreign intelligence service had an agenda pertaining to this, and because I can't think of any reason why we would, but I was like, we don't want people focusing so much on that. It looks bad for us. Like, who could that be though? The Dutch? I don't know.
The Presbyterians?
The Presbyterians, maybe. It's just insane. I mean, was Ghislaine Maxwell's dad a Presbyterian intelligence operative? No. Okay. Interesting. But they really we're getting people. Oh, you're being too negative, Kump. We're getting into an accelerated phase of whatever this is. AI is coming. They really don't want to. Like, this is kind of it's no longer fun to like. Hey, back then when this kind, because it's not like everything was controlled forever, right? Mm-hmm. This is a largely a post-war probably kind of phenomenon that we're dealing with, an escalating level of control and optics. It precedes that somewhat, but But I'm just saying, like, these guys, like, at one point it was a lot of fun to be like, hey, we can get like. If you're looking back, I've read a lot about like intelligence over the years, and we talked about the Iran thing recently. Operation Ajax when they overthrew Mossadegh, and like it's like interesting. It's like they got because you have to cause agitation on the street, so they got these circus strongmen to like cause problems on the street, and then we take over the radio station. It's all these little moves. We convince people. We're like, but there's like more subtle things too. Like we convince people. Like, your job in the CIA might have been convincing people that, like, Guatemala was going to, their bananas were spoiled. I don't know. Like, just getting people, like, getting the New York Times to believe something and go with it at one point was probably, like, before everyone was actually already, like, compromised completely, was probably a fun challenge. It probably felt like you were, like, part of some secret society, like some upper crust scavenger hunt. Like a reverse scavenger hunt where you're planting things. You know what I mean? Like it was like, and like, people get killed, but like you didn't especially back then. Like, well, they're not people. Do we see them at Jekyll Island? Do we see them at Kennebunkport? They're not people. Where were they? I missed you in Palm Springs. Were you at the Breakers? No. So these really, it's all kind of arm's length. And then, I part of it's just the accelerating nature, but also TV, and then, and then the internet, and then, whatever. Like, everything became much more like, when everyone's watching 24/7, the things have to happen much more. You can't be as romantic about it. You can't be as you can't have flair.
It's kind of like it's the same as like kind of like the degeneration of art. It's like there's all like people will only tolerate so much subtlety.
Right.
You gotta put it straight into their veins.
Yeah, it's just and you're seeing also how easily people believe shit too now. People used to be a little more savvy. Even I'm not saying like the guys who were trying to club you to death in the streets per se. But but the average working man was suspicious of the Fed when they tried to do the Federal Reserve, for instance. And they were suspicious of banks, and they were just a little more like, you're trying to screw me. But now we're just kind of like, even though we have this age of QAnon and all that stuff, everyone just kind of accepts whether when you have a couple options and you accept one of them for the most, or with three, because the third one is like, oh, it's both parties. Oh, it's what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess this is doing anything. I'm part of it too. Like this, or you can be a podcaster talking about it. Oh, look at you making change. Look at this fat man changing the game. Doesn't matter. And they're just sick of it, and they wanted to stop. They're bored with it. And like, we're just going to replace you. We're going to put you in a pit, a fighting pit. Use your meat. I mean, look, if you don't...
Well, yeah, it's like the one kind of thread that, like, capitalism was kind of... capitalism is like a fragile proposition in some ways. And, like, the thing that kind of ties it together is that, like, you kind of... is that the ultra wealthy, like, need the working class for something. Right. They need them to at least, like, to make their drink or to make their food.
Please make me a grasshopper, Manuel.
Right. Like, it's like there's some kind of need, mutual need, and that supposedly is going to lead to some kind of trickle down, which obviously it doesn't work that way a lot of the time.
No, right.
Anyway, but now it's never going to work.
Well, no, because the thing is, like, look, I mean, that's the thing about immigration. It's like, look, not no one, but most people aren't mad at someone. Oh, look, this guy wants a better life. That's nice. I mean, we really want that for him. And you're saying that he was a victim of the regime that was causing all these problems in his country and his war. Oh, he was part of the regime. Oh, he's actually one of the ones that caused it. Either way, let's come in here. Not everyone. A lot of people are just workers. Right? Yeah. I'm just saying. Point is, like, everyone's a saint. No one did anything wrong. Does Germany want me to come over there? I don't know. Like, let this guy down. He's a fucking. Where do you go to college? Where we getting here? My point is, like, it's not about. It's about, like, well, okay, so you are rich and you want me to do this work for you. Okay, well, how about? I've been doing it for a while. How about I'm good at it now. I can do this work. How about I gotta raise my family? How about I get a little cut, a little bigger cut? Oh, you found Manuel. Oh, that guy. Oh, so he'll just do it for nothing? Because the currency got manipulated by you, and his value, magically, their money is not the same as our money. See, so they can buy stuff. I'm not a mathematician. And I've always kind of accepted the reality of, when you build your economy up, then your money's worth more. I got to go back on the drawing board. Does that actually make sense? Maybe it does. Yeah. It might not make as much sense as they claim, though. Right. Wait. So his money buys a pound of flour, but mine doesn't? And no, yeah. I think it's a lot of horse shit. I think this is all, like, set up so that, like, they can just go, no. See, he'll do it for, like, 10 cents, because for 10 cents he can buy, like, 10 chickens. Right. And that's just, like, replicated, like, infinitely, basically, with automation. Like, sure, yeah, but to the extent that stuff can be automated. Oh, that's been going on too, yeah. Yeah. But I think you're talking about, right. Now, and that's the status quo. It's bad as it is, right? They've been replacing people forever. That's really just when they start annihilating us. When they can automate pretty much everything. Yeah. I love how it's done. Oh, don't say the replacement. Don't say that. That's code. That's that's a conspiracy theory. It's like never like. No, it's not. No one's doing it on purpose. Like, that would be the argument. Well, no one's doing it on purpose. But that's not happening. You know what I mean? It's like the argument against conspiracy theories is often not that, like, nothing you're saying is. They're basically saying, they're not rejecting what you're saying. Or they are, is my point. But it's obvious what's going on. It's just about. It's really usually a matter of who's to blame. is what you're saying.
Yeah, who's to blame, and like to what extent is it intentional, and to what extent is it just self-perpetuating?
Right, but
like,
my point is like, but there's never a thing of like we should deal with it. Well, regardless, we'll figure it out and deal with it. No, that's never the answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's never like your response is never, I think you're wrong about who's to blame. But workers should get. We shouldn't destroy the unions. Oh, unions destroyed this country. Not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if you've looked around.
The country may have destroyed the union.
Cause and effect. I'm not sure that. I mean, I know we've all heard the stories about how like and Ford, you know, like it was 5,000 guys doing the work of 10 guys, and guys would punch each other. I'm sure people would be. And look, the mafia was involved with the unions, but that's the only way unions work. This is a myth that like collective bargaining is enough. You need a mafia to work with you. Look what happens when the mafia is gone. There's no union. Not many.
Yeah, then you're
you
just
need to destroy it because I want to scab. They won't let me scab. I mean, look, it can be very annoying. Don't get me. I get the impulse when you see some guy going like, you know. But what do you want? You want just? I mean, what union does the rich have? The financiers have? How did their unions help them on 2000 in the financial crisis? Oh, they didn't need. Oh, the government just helped them immediately? Oh, the government bailed them. The government gave them hundreds of billions of dollars with no union.
Yeah.
They didn't need a union. Just saying. Like, it's just like this idea that, like, you know, oh, yeah, all right. Yeah. All these guys, everyone, shut up. Everyone who thinks they're John Galt from Atlas Shrugged. I'm the great worker, and all these bums want health care. And they want to be able to pay for their kids. And if I hurt my leg, I'll be fine. Even though reality, I'll be shot. I'll be shot like Old Yeller, which I didn't read. He gets shot, right, Old Yeller?
Yeah.
Is it sad, or is Old Yeller kind of a menace? I didn't read the book.
Old Yeller gets. I'm pretty sure in Old Yeller, yeah, he gets rabies.
Oh.
And he has to be put down.
Oh, it is bad. I thought it was something like lighter. I thought it was more. They always say it's more so tragic, like shoot Old Yeller. So this kid just really wanted to have his rabid deer, like not shoot it. Like God, like I heard it was,
it was a dog.
Oh, I thought it was a deer.
Oh, you might be thinking about the yearling.
I am. I didn't read either of them. So his dog has rabies, and this kid wanted to hide it. Was he trying to hide it? I bet he did.
Maybe at first.
Oh man, imagine.
I bet he did.
I bet he did. I bet if he bit a homeless woman and gave her rabies and she lost a kid, he wouldn't care. That kid's a sociopath. When your dog goes how about this? Make sure your dog doesn't get rabies. Because how did the dog get rabies? What wasn't the kid doing when the dog got rabies?
I think he wasn't watching the dog.
Was he trying to peek in the showers like porkies? And women. Is
it like a rabid possum or something who bites him?
That's disgusting. Why?
It's some kind of wild animal.
Why do we allow animals around? I mean, I love my cat, but why do we allow rabid possums? I mean, that sounds like science. I don't think it even exists. I think the guy who wrote Old Yeller is full of it.
Honestly, like possums. There was a possum that used to hang out by my garbage can sometimes.
Yeah.
I freaked out every time I saw that thing.
Their tails are too narrow.
And too bald compared to the rest of their body.
Yeah, it's disgusting. No, I love weird things. I love otters and seals, and I guess everyone loves otters, whatever. But like I like creepy animals that are cute.
Yeah.
Possums, they're kind of like they're if everyone talks about rats, rats are fine.
It's like a giant rat that's been shaved on both ends.
It's like a rat kingpin rat.
Yeah.
It's a rat pimp. Possums are just rat pimps. Fight, prove me wrong. I show up at college campuses. What happened then? No one's doing that anymore? Go show up to college campuses and be like, hey, I think your ass smells. Prove me wrong. Maybe we can recruit some people to like be our assistants for the podcast at like a campus, right? Like if we put up shop there.
Yeah.
We get into a fight about possums. Possums should be cryogenically frozen against their will. Right? Or like
what, like you're debating people on that?
Well, I mean, that's the idea. You gotta lure them in. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you get them excited. I'm not good at that. There's a whole class of people out there, I guess guys, who like are good at getting women to fight them verbally, and then give me a number, and like, all right. And that guy, he's just a debater. Right? Women just have a lot of weird ideas about what men do. Like, oh, this guy, like, they don't go starting fights at bars with women, other women. But that's I'm saying, just it's a fair warning. I'm not trying to ruin it for the guys. Mm-hmm. But like, we got, if the guys out there going like, I think puppies should be murdered. And you start fighting them, and all of a sudden you're making love. Just remember, Ray told you this is, I mean, it's fine.
He won't defend you.
No, he's gonna. I mean, I don't care. I'm not the guy going, oh, now look at you, now you're pregnant. He's gone. More fool you. Look at you, fool, covering his placental blood. You used up.
I feel like sometimes guys who are argumentative like that are actually more cowardly, like on average,
sure.
Because they're wrapping their whole cowardly existence in a justification,
right?
This is like, why should I have to defend you from that big man? You handle it, lady.
Yeah, they're just trying to get it in. They're not trying to like do cardio.
And look, I get realistically, it can be hard to be the guy and be expected to do that. But
guys
I'm a small person. I never like to think of myself as someone who would run from
a man
from a crisis. You should.
Well, that's the whole point of being a small person. You should run. We're gonna stand your ground.
I'm just saying, like, if there was an intruder in our home or something, I wouldn't want to let you handle it alone.
Well, look, I mean,
I would want to like get in there and attack the ankles.
Well, I mean, I feel like strategically, maybe we should come up with a plan for what you can do, like ranged attacks. Mm-hmm. You should get you a gun.
Yeah,
it really is. Guns are really the move, I think. People like to talk a lot of smack about guns, but I mean, they don't call them the peacemaker for nothing. They make peace. Imagine if I was getting attacked by a possum and you tried to shoot it and I took one to the head. Oh my God! What would you say at the funeral about me?
I would say you were a great man.
I guess it's a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
I want to get better at jumping, like jumping straight up into the air.
Sure.
And then I can do the old jump and stab.
Everything I've ever seen about fighting, it was definitely like jump up in the air.
Yeah.
And like have your feet leave the ground. That's always a great move.
Yeah.
I forget why, but it's always almost never the answer. Like, you always keep your feet planted, never turn your back. These like spinning attacks where you spin and kick. Like, never show even for a second, show your back to anybody, and then never have your feet leave the ground.
That makes sense, I guess.
Plant your feet. Again, I don't know the reasons. I mean, they could be wrong. I might have been watching, I don't know, some fake fighter. Anyway,
I just think like when the person's back is turned to you, which why would it be when they're accosting you?
Well, because here's the thing. No, well, that's the thing. Because you scurried away and now their back is to you.
Right.
Because they're mounting me. They're penetrating me, and I'm taking the brunt of all of it.
And that's when I jump in
with a knife.
Yeah.
And where you go first?
Neck.
All right. Hopefully, it doesn't have a strong neck.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of this, do you think the rich? I think we didn't. I'm not sure we got to the point where we were describing this dynamic, but AI is basically going to replace all these people, right? Everyone.
Many.
Yes.
Many.
Do you think there's a stigma against cannibalism? And there always has been, or at least as far as we go back. But it's because, like, we eat animals, right?
Yeah, we do.
So what's
all
the difference?
Kinds of animals.
What's the difference? But that's not us. We're not eating each other.
Right. Yeah, we have an association.
But what if I told you that rich people don't think of you as a person?
I would believe you.
Yes, I do think that might be the next thing. We're gonna be, what we're gonna do? ChatGPT. We're gonna replace. I can't work at Progressive Auto Insurance anymore. What do I do? We're like, and then I'm a meat boy. I'm butchered. I'm butchered for my meat.
Is this like a job someone could have where like slowly their meat gets taken off, like little by little, but they're still living?
I mean, we don't do it with animals. Why would we do it with humans?
Yeah.
Why would that be the thing? You think they're that crazy? We're like, well, because then you'd be like, well, I guess if we start with the legs, we can have them do like data entry. Because someone still needs to type in some of this info into ChatGPT. It can't all just be ChatGPT. I mean, we can't scan it. Yeah, but what's it scanning? Someone's got to print the things in the first place. Right. Okay. So we have these people. Like there's a big table with holes. I mean, not table, but like think of a massive table with holes in it, and you're kind of like with a gasket, and you're kind of like you're you're kind of through the hole. Mm-hmm. Your legs are dangling down the hole, and you have a desk on top where you're like scanning information to ChatGPT, mm-hmm. and in the bottom they're slicing meat off your legs and ass, baking bacon out of your ass.
Imagine getting meat sliced out of your ass, and then your supervisor comes over and is like, "Oh, just so you know, you messed up on this data."
There's a lot of typos. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Just when you're using a vegetable peeler to shave my ass, I get a little jilted, and yeah, we don't care.
I need you to be a team player.
We can make this a lot worse. Really? Like, oh, dude, think about it. Like, yeah, you're right. I can. Yeah. This is bad, but I mean, this could be. It is weird, even at the end. Just like your animal brain, not even you. Like, it's not about like what you want. Oh, you're soft. I mean, whatever. Pretty much everyone at the verge of death will like. You'll still not want to be tortured.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Your body's not gonna be like, oh, I can take it. It's like, this is the worst. This is so much. Like, even in that level, you're still like, please, just like what? It's like a Hellraiser with the Cinnabons,
right?
Xenobites. They could be drilling your ear while you're doing it. What if we put a little drill next to your ear and just drilled your ear a little bit while you type, and then also slice your ass? Worst of both worlds, you know. I don't want this. I don't want this for us. I want it to be better. I want everyone to have a nice life. You raise a kid, you make your kids better. Your kids kind of suck lately. These just nasty kids, dead-eyed kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still, people deserve to raise a kid. It's part of life.
Everyone is entitled to have a kid and then put an iPad in front of its face.
Yeah.
And say, leave me alone.
Yeah. Just fine. Like this was great for a couple of days. And now I'm like, I know. I looked at my kid and I was like, a moment I became a father. I looked down and I was like, oh, I'll never let anyone hurt you. And then like the next day, I was like, I really want to play World of Warcraft again. Like, you haven't played that in years. I know, but all of a sudden, I really want to play it again. And it's got this incredible urge to like do anything but this. Robots. I was trying to do a poem. I can't think of a poem. Anyway, whatever. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maybe we'll do poems for the Patreon.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a poem. It's time for the Patreon. You get an extra episode every week, and maybe you get a poem. No promises. I might do a poem. I might decide that's not who I am. What was the first word I had? Robots. Robots for the tots. Buy some pots. Boil a person's foot. Well, it was the ass for it. It was the ass meat.
You gotta recite with passion, like Rudyard Kipling.
Kipling. Look, I mean, I can't. Hello,
robots.
Look at you being replaced by ChatGPT. Working for free. Anyone but me can have a little child. I remember when the Englishmen had both arrows. One foot after the other. We're invading Afghanistan now. They've wrapped me. They're wrapping my intestines around my face. These are brutal men. The Afghans. Oh, the horror. One foot over the other. Anyway, you're right. It is better. It is better that way. All right. We'll see you all very soon. Have a great week.